What's up, guys? This is Lewis and the gang.
Yo.
Back at it again. We have a special episode today, not a New York tour. We're doing a 9/11 special to remember all the police, firefighters, and everybody that died during this day. So we'll be going to the memorial and the cross. Stay tuned and we'll show you a little bit of what's been going on. What's up, guys? So we're at the memorial site and unfortunately it's closed off, all the gates and security going on. Usually you're able to walk freely and go to where the waterfall is, where you can see all the names, and go to both sides of where the buildings were, but it's closed. So we'll show you a little tour of the area. Got the Oculus over there, and then we'll show you the new building. We got trees blocking our view, so yeah.
I want to see trees.
These are not bushes.
More to come. So this is the new One World Trade building. Can't see much, but
Usually they have really cool lights on this too, though.
yeah,
Like right here.
yeah. Usually there's like hearts or like or like something saying like "I love New York" or something. But unfortunately, everything's off due to COVID. Usually there's lights going on over there where you can see where the Twin Towers used to be, the North and the South Tower. But this is our new building that we got up here. There was a light going on and it was on Instagram, but unfortunately there's nothing going on here. Just showing you a little bit, showing some respect for all our fallen heroes and everybody during that day. Yeah. You can go all the way to the top. It's the One World Observatory where you can see all of the city, and then there's also a 9/11 Memorial Museum where you could see like what happened that day, hear some recordings. I think they have videos going on. I'm not too sure, I haven't checked it out, just due to not wanting to really think about it. It's a really sad day, but yeah, we're just here. Alex is here also. He's got his never forget NYC Punishers shirt.
Support.
And what is that? What do they do?
It's a law enforcement motorcycle club. We had a first responder. His name was Richie. He was a volunteer ambulance, and he left work, came straight to this location, and he was only 18. And he answered the call, and he never came home. So the ride is dedicated to Richie.
Watch your back. Sure.
Rest in peace, Richie. Yep, support New York City's Punishers. Rest in peace to Richie and all the fallen heroes that came during this day and didn't make it home. We're going to be going to, I call it the cross. What's it called?
I don't know the name. There's like two beams that were left from World Trade Center that actually were like, it was burned down, but it actually symbolizes like a cross that was left. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All that rubble that survived, so it's pretty significant.
Yeah. So we're gonna be heading over there right now, and then we'll give a talk after. See you guys soon. All right, guys. So unfortunately, the cross I just learned right now is back in the museum after it was being blessed. So we're in our car right now. Just want to talk about that day and just want to show some respect to a lot of the heroes, the FDNY, the NYPD, everybody from the two planes that crashed. That was a really sad day.
Even volunteers too.
All the volunteers, definitely all the volunteers that went. Yeah, rest in peace to everyone. That was definitely a sad day. Alex, what you have to say?
Nah, it sucks. You know, I was cutting school that day, and I go to a deli and I hear that something's going on. So what the hell's going on? And they like someone just hit the Twin Towers. So I run upstairs in the building, and I can see from the roof, the tower's on fire. And like it's horrible, man. It's horrible. And not even to bring in the conspiracies, but you know, people were aware that this was going on. It was going to happen. Why wasn't it avoided? It's pretty fucked up. Too many lives lost. I mean, it's touchy. It's touchy, especially for New Yorkers. It's hard to talk about.
Eddie?
I was in school when this happened. I remember like smoke, because I'm from Queens, so you can see the city from Queens. So it was just like a big trail of like black smoke. So you're like, oh, what the hell is happening? And then like I remember the principal was like, oh, you guys gotta go home. It's an emergency. Everybody go home. I got home, and then like we were like, yo, what the hell's going on? My dad was supposed to go to work. He didn't go to work that day. And it was just really, really crazy. I think it took us like a week and a half. Oh no, yeah, I think like a week to go back to school. Even then, we had like all the windows up and closed because you could still smell the smoke, even though we're like miles away. It's crazy that you were able to smell smoke from here all the way to Queens.
Yeah, definitely.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, definitely that day.
Crazy day, man.
Yeah, that day was definitely crazy. I was young. I was in elementary school, I think like 5th grade. And all I remember was one of the kids that came back from like using the bathroom or whatever just came into class and was like, the Twin Towers is on fire, and we was like, what? So the classroom that I was in, you can see the World Trade Center, and yeah, that was like crazy day. We turned the teacher took out the radio, and all you hear was like national emergency warning, city's being shut down right now. And I remember when my mom used to work like not too far from the city, and I was like super concerned. A lot of kids was crying in that classroom because some of their parents did work in the Twin Towers. Yeah, it was super sad. I think like one of the classmates stopped coming to school because, rest in peace, their parents died.
I remember we also had like therapists like in school.
Yeah.
Therapists. Like if you need therapy, go to therapy.
Yeah.
Like just like don't even come to class. Just go to therapy.
It's heavy.
Crazy.
Just being in this location and where the tower used to be is just heavy. You can feel
It is heavy.
all the lost souls.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's really sad, and we just want to thank the NYPD, FDNY, all the volunteers,
Port Authority PD,
Port Authority that survived, and unfortunately for the ones that didn't survive, thank you for your service.
Thank you,
and thank you to everybody that volunteered, and it sucks, but we just want to show our respects since we're from New York, and and it's something that it's a national, sort of like a national holiday. It's not like a holiday we should be celebrating, but just something to show something out of respect.
It's a Memorial Day.
Yeah. Fortunately, the lights wasn't on because that's a beautiful sight to see, and the Memorial Park is open from like, I know, till 8 p.m. I don't remember what time it opens.
I think 1 p.m. I said 1 to 8.
1 to 8 p.m. And you can see the waterfall. You can see where both towers were. You can see the names of all the fallen heroes and the people that worked in the building. But yeah, this is Louis, Alex, and Eddie signing out. And thanks for joining us.
Stay blessed.
Hello, this is Martha D. Staab, owner of MDMC Entertainment, and I wanted to do a special piggyback off of the developments video honoring the lives of 9/11 and visiting the 9/11 memorial. I kind of wanted to tell my story about 9/11, and I figured this would be a great time to do so. I was, if you've seen the Origins video, I was a sophomore at Goddard High when the attacks of September 11th happened, and my mom was actually watching it. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention, but typical teenager. I was getting ready for school, and we have a TV in the kitchen. And every morning we turn it on, we'd eat breakfast and go on about our day. That's how we started it. And for some reason, I don't know what happened that day, I wasn't watching it. And hurried up, got dressed, went to school. My mom didn't say anything in the car, ironically. It didn't occur to me that something was happening until I got to my first period algebra class. And I remember my teacher, Olivia Mays, she turned on the TV and she was watching the coverage, and I'm like, yo, what the hell happened in New York? And, we're from New Mexico. We're from a really small town, 50,000 people. And we couldn't really fathom what was happening in New York. And our tallest building here is about 10 stories. So we pretty much would say it's like the building downtown, just add 10 more of those on top of it. And you just kind of look at that, you're like, wow, that's massive. And I just remember watching the first tower, just smoke coming out of the tower, and just thinking, holy crap, I hope, hope people are safe, and hopefully this ends soon. And as the morning progressed, I remember I was still in that algebra class when the second plane hit, and that's when I kind of freaked, and I was like, okay, this is obviously deliberate. And every class I went to, the TV was on. So it was like every period that I went to, something else was happening. The Pentagon got attacked, you know, the plane crashed in Pennsylvania. And it was almost like we're waiting for more things to happen. And I remember going home and just wanting to stay home. I remember and it was weird because I would turn on the TV and I kept watching it because I thought something else was going to happen. I remember when other national landmarks were put on high alert and shut down because there was a possibility that something else could get hit. And that was it. It was just really terrifying for me. I have had this love for New York for as long as I can remember. I think I was about 15 or so. I was a sophomore in high school, so that was, I don't know, right around that time. I was really becoming a little bit more obsessed with New York and wanting to move to New York, go to college in New York, anything I could do to get to New York. And obviously that never happened. It wasn't until I actually, you know, my obsession with New York lasted for, it's still an obsession. But the first time I visited New York was December of 2010. Our co-CEO, Jarrod, had just re-enlisted in the Marine Corps for another 4 years. And his first year of his new enlistment was going to be sent to Afghanistan. So he volunteered to deploy. He had already been deployed once to Iraq. And we went to New York that year. We stayed in a hotel in Midtown and we ventured out to the city. You know, when you re-up, you get a chunk of money. So we decided to go and have a big bang before he deployed. And I remember the new One World Trade Center was being built. And we couldn't really get to the footprints, but I remember there was a building next to, you can actually get up to it and you can actually see the footprints. And we saw half of the One World Trade being built. And it was kind of weird because I remember it hit me at that moment that Jared's gonna go back because of this. And I remember at that, I think it just kind of like really sobered me up as to exactly why he was going back. We ended up going to the gift store and buying some, you know, some souvenirs to donate to the NYC Fire Department. And ever since then, every time I've gone back to New York, I always make it a point to walk back down to the World Trade Center. And the first time that I went back, Alex from the Facts of Life was one of the first ones to take me down there. I remember we tried to go at night and that didn't work for some reason. We ended up bailing on that one, but we ended up going the next day. We went during the day, so that was pretty cool. And then the second time I went back to New York, I went by myself. I had just got done doing the Wendy Williams show and I just walked all the way down. And I always go just to pay my respects because that day changed and molded you know, what we are today as a society. So thank you, New York team, for doing what you did. This video was beautiful. And we want to thank all of the first responders, all of the soldiers, all of the Marines, every armed forces person that has fought for this cause and has paid the ultimate sacrifice on and for this day. We appreciate you more than anything, and we hope that you continue to stay safe. Thank you.